What's going on, guys? It's Grant or G Miners here. Today we are going over the first encounter in the Garden of Salvation raid. This encounter can be broken up into 3 extremely simple mechanics. Mechanic 1 is picking up a buff dropped by the boss to prevent a team wipe. 2 is linking with other players to open doors and progress the encounter. And mechanic 3 is applying a leapfrog-like mechanic to switch roles throughout the encounter. Before starting the encounter, split your team of 6 into 2 teams of 3. One team will start off as the door team and the second team as the buff team. To begin, 3 to 4 players must unlock the first door to start the encounter. To unlock doors, players must shoot the tether boxes located nearby each door. These boxes do change with each attempt. Shooting the box activates the tether, and players can form a chain with this tether to get it closer to the door. When the tether is close enough to the door, the lock will be removed and the door will be opened. Upon opening the first door, the buff team will sit back in the starting room and pick up buffs that are dropped by the boss. The boss will move from its starting location each time before a buff is dropped. Upon dropping this buff, one of the 3 players on the buff team must pick it up before the boss. Picking up the buff will grant a stack of Voltaic Overflow. Note that players will die upon holding 2 stacks of this buff, so it's necessary for these players to rotate pickups. If a buff is not picked up quick enough, the boss will pick it up and your team will be wiped. Upon opening the first door, the door team will enter the newly accessible room. Killing all of the adds and progressing through to the next door will spawn an angelic. Killing this angelic or hydra will unlock a tether box for the door team to open the next door. Remember, once again, to shoot the tether box, form a chain, and link the chain with the door. Upon opening any new door, the boss will be teleported to the next room. This means he will sit behind the door which was just opened and begin to drop buffs in this new location. At this time, the door and buff teams will switch roles. The door team will now be responsible for picking up stacks of Voltaic Overflow, and the buff team will leapfrog past the door team and begin to open up the door in the next room. Repeat this process until you reach a door with 3 locks rather than 1. At this door, simply link with 3 different tether boxes at 3 different times. Only 1 tether box will be open at a time, so you must link with the open tether box before the next one is usable. When this final door is opened, there is a final gauntlet with a ton of hydras and minotaur champions. The boss will also drop 3 new stacks of Voltaic Overflow within this gauntlet in an attempt to wipe your team. Make sure these are picked up, and upon picking up the 3rd and final stack, you will complete the encounter.